Russia's central bank has lost what remained of its independence. This is a good thing. I want Putin to take control of the central bank away from this woman because she's actually very talented at her job. And she's been maintaining interest rates in Russia above 20% for a while because inflation in Russia is so horrible. Because there's so much economic stimulus from defense spending, it's killing the civilian economy, these high interest rates. So Putin has told his central banker, you have to just keep lowering them. Every time you meet, every time you make an announcement, just keep lowering it. We don't care what the inflation rate is. We just want people to be able to afford to borrow money so they can keep their businesses going. But when you have double-digit inflation, your money becomes worthless, which is why Russians snap up records amount of gold as sanctions reshape savings habits. Russians have been buying gold at an unprecedented pace since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, with Western sanctions and restrictions on foreign currency transactions. Russians have purchased 282 tons of physical gold in the form of bars, coins, and jewelry since 2022, according to Bloomberg. That's the gold we know of. But it actually might be worth checking this out because this is pretty incredible. When you look at the performance of gold as an asset over the last 50 years, it barely beats inflation. You're much better off being in bonds or stocks. But when there's economic uncertainty, especially when there's war, people panic buy gold because gold is universal. It'll always hold its value. And when, all of the global economies collapse or whatever, people will be trading in gold coins again. But this is incredible. Look at the performance of gold over the last 6 months, up 21%. 1 year performance, up 44%. The 5-year performance of gold, and most of this, it was just flat, up 114%. When you compare that to the 5-year performance of the US stock markets, this is the S&P 500, the S&P is up 108% over 5 years, and gold is up 114%. This is because of war. This is because of sanctions. This is because of uncertainty. Wealthy people panic buy gold if they think society's going to collapse. I don't think that's going to happen, but for any of you out there holding gold, congratulations, Russia drove up the prices.